Hello and welcome to Another Time to Grow. And today we're going to be looking at the second law in working with the law, and it's Holliwell's take on the law of thinking. And like I've done the two previous days, I'd just like to read you a brief excerpt from this chapter. So Holliwell says, if we take the thought of success and keep it in mind, the thought elements will be attracted, for like attracts like. We are mentally drawn to the universal thought currents of success, and these thought currents of success are existent all around us. We will physically contact minds who think along the same lines, and later such minds will be brought into our lives. Therefore, successful-minded people help success to come to them. That is how successful living is founded. The law of the mind is in perpetual operation, and it works in both ways. Now, this is really important. People who dwell on thoughts of failure or poverty will gravitate towards like conditions. They in turn will draw to them people who accept failure and poverty. On the other hand, we can think on positive conditions, on success and plenty, and in the same manner enjoy full and plenty. What the mind holds within takes the form in the outer world. You know, we know this, but it's so important to be reminded of it. Something that we must deal with two forces. That is, to attract the good, we must do away with the bad. Now, this is really important, I think, but that's not true. For example, if we are cold, we work with cold and heat alike in order to get warm. We build a fire, and as we gather round that fire, we enjoy the heat that is extended from it and become warm. As we build up warmth, the cold disappears, for cold is the absence of heat. To be warm, we give our whole thought to those things which tend to create warmth. We ignore the cold in thinking of heat and bringing forth heat. Prosperity and poverty are not two things. They are merely two sides of one and the same thing. They are but one power, rightly or wrongly used. We cannot think of plenty and then worry about the unfavourable conditions that may seem apparent. We think about plenty, and as we think of it, lack, its opposite, will become absorbed and disappear. All our thoughts must be directed to that one thing which we desire in order that our desire may be fulfilled. Our method is not manipulating two powers, not dealing with good and evil, right and wrong, prosperity and poverty, but as we follow the law of good and dwell upon that which is good, we shall bring to pass all good things. One of my great mentors, who I've never met in my life, and he has no idea who I am, but one of my great mentors, Wayne Dyer, one of his quotes that I love is that he says that you'll never find the light by looking in the dark. And I think it's exactly what this chapter talks about. Everything has two sides to it. So there's prosperity and there's poverty. And if we desire prosperity, but we may be in debt, and we're thinking about poverty all the time, we're thinking about our debts. Whatever our desires are, our dominant thoughts are moving us more and more towards that poverty consciousness rather than prosperity consciousness. And this is why it's so vital, I was going to say important then, but it's absolutely vital to have a clear picture, a clear vision of what we want to achieve in life and focus on it exclusively. That's not the whole answer, as you'll see in the forthcoming videos, but it's the start of the answer, to be clear about what you want and focus on it. Go and have a read about where you want to be in 6 months' time now, and commit to today that you'll focus on that exclusively, rather than the chances of you not getting there or the obstacles that will stop you getting there. Focus on where you want to go.